fireworks, man, shoot. Like like seriously, like no. Like listen, no, I was in the middle right here. You know, no, I was in the middle. Like I don't know. Well, we figure it out. Let's start again. Man, like, I don't know. Somebody had to fix this. I don't know who. Listen, we're gonna start again. You know, I'm really trying to figure this out. I really like some, like, you know, listen, we're gonna start again. Stop this. Through the valleys and the terrains of the Appalachian Mountain, through the winding turn and curves on the monstrous hills of the Great Smoky Mountains, into the towns of the small surrounding city of this historic land with many history of the place and its people. It's also a place that many call home. People of corners of the world will somehow find their home here. Endless smokies which transform each and every one to be a part of the core of a county, a town, a city, a state, and a country. How remarkable is this story? A multi-race, a gender is a part of our daily success. It's an unbelievable diverse sculpture in this place of beauty, character, and love. Welcome to the time of day where we can enjoy this time and hope it will last for a time that we all can so much admire for the realness of it, for the creative side of it, but for the pillar that exists within it and exists within this itself, the sculpture that this has created for us and for you. You can adjust this to your diet. You can adjust this to something that goes along with your heritage. You can adjust this with something that of some significance that capitalize on your day, because this is what it stands for, and this is what we build this for. Shio, that's hello in Turkey. Konnichiwa, that's hello in Japanese. Bonjour, that's hello in French. Xin chào, that's hello in Vietnamese. Ni hao, that's hello in Chinese. Yo, in Jamaica. Hola, aloha in Hawaii. ¿Cómo estás? That's how are you in Spanish. Apkesina, that's how are you in Hindi. Ni hao ma, that's how are you in Chinese. Kama talago, that's how are you in French. Wagwan, how are you in Jamaican? Hello, how are you in English? Kama vai, how are you in Portuguese? Mahaba, hello in Turkish. Salaika salam. For everyone out there who supports this, I play this song because this was one of my first business I had, and my first business that I started was a theater. My first business was a theater. And this soundtrack goes back to the pillar and the significance of that theater, because in that time, in that moment, it was the start of something for myself in which I didn't know. So when we say determination at the morning time, the will, the power of will, the consistency, and the drive, what if you look at it in the morning time and say it's a crime for you not to give it your best? Well, this was the development of myself during that period, just that time. But you don't really understand that this is what's happening, and you don't understand. So, but every one of us started from somewhere, and that was my first business. That was my first start in this world. That was my first start. And so I am grateful to able to connect this to the millions just like myself that had a first start into something that they themselves did not know that's what they were building and they were working on. Whether you're a singer, whether you're an actor, people corners of the world, before the migration here, they had some heart, they had a determination to build something, and they continue the journey here. Whether it's working out in the way they thought it would or not, it would have been a crime. It would have been a crime for them not to try. It would have been a crime for them not to express that character of themselves. If he the Chow Yun Fat, this that at that time, at that point, it was everything. The theater, the movies, the building, and the building of myself. It's just so for athletes when they're out there practicing day and night from this young age, 10, 13, they're practicing. And then that one day when they get that point where they get that contract, when they get that chance to prove themselves about what worked out and what didn't work out and what didn't work out for them. But they got that contract signed, and once they got that contract signed, then the determination that you'd exercise come to life. But within all those times, it's not celebrated. You celebrate it, but you don't really celebrate. You know when you celebrate it? When you achieve that goal, when you have that milestone, when you build that restaurant, when you build that business, and once you're able to carry or get or support your loved ones to come and dine or celebrate with you, that's the time you feel like you achieve the goal. So, for instance, an athlete, they might be in a different country playing and build a home or whatever it is that helped them get through that time. Once the families there was able to come and support them, that's the time they felt like they've achieved the goal. Even if they're celebrating wins with their friends, that's just the win for them. The real victory is when they're able to celebrate that win with their family. That's the real victory. That's the real goal. And that goal is priceless. That goal goes back to the same word, priceless. Sounds like it's low in cost, but it's high in value. Priceless. Priceless. This is priceless. Through the valleys and the terrains of this country, that is priceless. into the towns and the small surrounding city. This historic land, priceless. With many history of the place and its people, priceless. It's also a place. What got me so much more into it though, it's also a place that many call home. And people are corners. Man, I hug that word like people are corners of the world of somehow finding home here. And somehow with a bag, with their last dollar to invest in a life, to invest in a dream that their imagination captured from other characters. When I say their imagination captured from other characters, I'm basically saying, before you enter, you have no idea of what you're going, where you're going, but you only can speculate based on the ideas that your eyes saw, your mind, and the imagination that you've gathered from each and every individual or people or aspect from the world that you're trying to enter into. See, because you're not there yet, so there's no way that you can have any experience of being there. So everything is just based on your imagination, your thoughts, and your ideas of what the possibility that others have shown you, you have seen, and then you draw your own conclusion from that, and hope it express itself in the same way that you would hope it would when you get to that place. With all of that going on, you have not achieved a dream yet. It sounds very like a lot happening, but that's just the process. That's not even achieving or attaining the dream as yet. That's just a part of the story. That's just the development of your idea and your thoughts about what you might have to look forward to. But you gather that all from everything else, people you've seen, news, all the different attributes of communication and visualization. Those are what you draw your thoughts and imagination and put it in a certain perspective and follow it as a dream, because there's no way you would able to understand what's really going on in a land where you have no experience as yet. So obviously you drew your own conclusion based on the theories, the ideas, the possibility of a school, job, and you based that solely on the dream. The dream. While captivating the dream, there's a few hearts in your pockets. A journey within a journey. That would consider a journey within a journey. And the people hearts in your pocket sits await for the goal, the determination of yourself to express yourself in a different way of, no, it's not necessarily in that shape or form of our hearts in your pockets. It's breaking the cycle. It's changing the world. It's changing yourself and trying to make a time or create a time in place where I can celebrate, or you can celebrate the victory of the achievement, not only for yourself, the achievement of all. Fireworks. Stop and go. Two good characters. Stop and we go. You know, it sounds so simple, but it's such a strong characters of our life. To stop doing something, start again. Stop. It builds such a strong character in you. You know, you restart. Say for instance, a business went down, and to restart, to restore, to go again. Don't tell me that they don't create a character in you that is that at that time it will distinct between priceless, low in cost but high in value, the return. Anyway, thanks again so much out there for everyone who supports this. My name is Taz. I like to get this part out of the way so we can hang out and have a little fun. If you like to. Furthermore, go ahead and always support the channel. Whichever way you choose to, it's all up to you. What is your trademark? And always connect this day with something. What is your journey? What is your story? And how can your story help you and help others? It's really fun to able to be here. I don't want to address like the determination, because we all have to have that consistency. We all have to have that. But what really gets you through? That is the question. Who is your armor? Is that what gets you through each and every day? Your armor? Who is your armor? And it's extremely important to know who's your armor. Yes, who is your armor? Who can you look to? You can look left and right and say to yourself, this or that. Or this person is my armor, and why? And we find our armors in total different world, in total different places. At times, and you need a armor at times to support you, to help you. And it goes back to the fact of Earl Nightingale. We're here to serve each other. What a word. We are here to serve each other. And again, these are some nuggets. But this one is a good one. Where they say you have to turn the cheek at times. This one, to get the 53-foot tractor trailer to drop that load that you're carrying, that load that you are carrying, to drop it off, at times you have to turn the steering the opposite direction. So if a 53-foot has to turn the steering the opposite direction to drop a certain weight load, whether it's stress, whether it's lack of exploration, let's put that. I want to have some new stuff out there so we can utilize, whether it's you just resetting or restoring your life or getting back that in order. Sometimes you have to turn the steering the opposite direction to drop that load off. What does that mean to you? And how can you apply this to your life today? How can you apply that to your life? And if you apply it to your life, how will it help you? And let's not put you in it, because without others there is no you. How will it help others around you? That's a serious question. Sometimes you have to turn the steering the opposite direction to drop that load off. Sometimes you have to turn the steering the opposite direction. So whatever your journey is, like I said, the poor has their challenge, the rich has their challenges, the middle class have their own challenge. Everyone's challenge is just different. But there's no one that say, oh, it's easier. It's just completely different. It's completely different. The different from the business aspect in the world family, it's completely different. Their journey, at times, if you notice, it's not because they want to not wear a good Nike or Adidas or Jordan, whatever it is. It's just they're poor like us at times, but not poor in what you would think. It's poor in a different way. And so for the poor class, it's different. Our struggle for a gallon of milk is different, and sometimes we just utilize the dollar absolutely different. But I know why we utilize the dollar absolutely different, because it's a transition period and it's a building moment. And I often say, investing and investment is a culture, and investing is a culture. It's not just something that just a family don't just happen overnight. No, a family takes a long, hard work. And so that is our life, because our life is based on culture. Our life is based on heritage. Such is investment. Such is investing. So the rich has their own challenge, the middle class has their own challenge, and the poor has their own challenge. And it's a culture that you have to establish. And so, like I referred to the former actors, singers, entertainers across the world back in the 70s that didn't understand the culture of investing, but they did not only understand the culture of investing, they didn't understand the culture of a family either. So it would be hard to speculate in any of this topic to say, what were they doing? Because the culture wasn't established yet. And furthermore, in 1882 is the discovery or the founder of the Dow Jones. In 1882 was the founder, then it took 14 days to get on the Wall Street Journal. But not only that, that was the start of a culture that we right now today we're still learning about it. We're still understanding step by step in two of the great iconic individuals who have discovered more access of knowledge to this sort of culture would be W and M. And they know and have and still learning on the culture of it, of that existence of what endures civilization in a more financial aspect of life. And Edward was the founder, and I'm pretty sure Edward. But anyway, that's a culture. So the transition time and period of this culture, it's a continualization of us, the effort, and the structure that we're building on. And like I said, right now we will not see all the creative ability, and we would not see our final products that we have established and created right now. We won't actually see it in a vivid picture clearly. We won't see it until the next 15, 20, 30 years, or 5 years. And so small portions of the ideas that we're actually working on and creating at this very moment is like we slowly come alive. And it has to do with the different sectors of our life and our phases, because you cannot expect to have all the EVs cars out in the blast. We cannot expect to have all the communication system to the ISP at that time. We can't expect to have the research of all the medicines and the different technology that we can grow on and build on. We not expect to have that everything in abundance on this very minute. It a stage, step by step, and so eventually we'll see, and eventually we'll understand. We will see the final product of those one at a time, step by step. Anyway, thank you so much for supporting this. This was on. So, fireworks. It's a journey, and it's a story within a story. So, a culture. Back to all the entertainers, the actors, the culture that they didn't able to utilize in the fullest form, because everything was just, instead of building the well, like I would said, it was just at that time the culture wasn't so established clearly, because if the learning process that in the highest existence of the Dow Jones in the in the financial aspect of this world, if 2 or 4 good minds are great at it, we couldn't. It would take a while for others to really be in to captivate so much of this teaching and this learning and this culture. So it would take a bit of time. So at the time, while that was in the transition period, we were just barely building walls of rocks to hold the water in, not able to build the fundamental pillar as a well. And so is this progress start, and this culture and this starts in growing. We won't see the result completely in every field. It will come out one at a time, possible. So we can, it's when you move to a new city, you only can, or a new state, you get one thing done at a time. You one goal at a time. You first get the apartment, that's established. You get your light, that's established. You get your water, that's established. You get the necessary service that you'd require to maintain your home. And not only maintain your home, the service is just to comfort you. The service is to comfort you, and that's the comfort that you look forward to prior to completing a day. And that's like the dream that we all try to hold on to. It's that thought of grabbing that feeling of the accomplishment, the dream. See, and that's the same kind of feeling you feel, and that's why those services that's provided is necessary to you, so at the end of your day you can feel and enjoy the dream of being home to relax and enjoy what is it that you entertains you and put you in a more relaxing mode. Whether the service is climbing, riding, biking, outdoor, indoor, whether it's communication, whether it's broadcasting, whatever your comfort that you connect to your goal of feeling, that feeling that you get prior to work, finishing, whatever that feeling is, that dream feeling. That's why you pray for the service. Fireworks. So I'll see you back in 5 minutes, and we can hang out and have some good time.